we have discussed about the various uh, architecture, pin diagram, and what are the basic features of 8254 programmable interval timer. Okay, and today's class we will discuss regarding the what are the different operating modes in which the 8254 can operate, and in how many ways it can provide its application. We will see here. We will see in today's class. Okay. So is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right. So coming to this,
Sir.
okay, thank you. So for the 8254, so 8253 or 54 both are programmable interval timer ICs only, but here we are talking about the 8254, and that too regarding the modes we are talking today's class. Okay, so we need somewhat little attention regarding this topic because there are so many number of timing diagrams will be there in this topic. So definitely you need to observe properly and carefully. Okay, the timing diagrams will be there, and we have to go through it once. After the explanation of this class, you at least later you need to have a revision once so that you can understand properly what is its operation, when the things are getting enabled, what are the things happening, what are the events that are getting follow up. All the things you need to just have a look at those later. So coming to here, there are totally 6 modes are available for 8254 to operate. So the names are given here: interrupt on terminal count, hardware retriggerable one-shot mode or programmable one-shot mode, rate generator mode or divided by n mode, square wave rate generator mode, software triggerable strobe mode, or hardware triggerable strobe mode. So these are the 6 types of modes that are available here. And coming to here, uh, about basic theory is necessary, okay, but if we still discuss the theory means we will may have a lot of time is getting consumed, okay. So by getting the basic point, we'll go to the explanation of the these respective timing diagram so that you can understand it basically what is its operation of this mode, okay. So interrupt on terminal count. This in this mode, what happens is interrupt on terminal count. Terminal count means for a given value, if that count is getting expired, because we have already told that the counters in 8254 are down counting, 16-bit presettable down counting time down counters. That's what we have told. So that means we have to load a value into the counter, and from that counting value onwards, the counter gets decremented based on the time duration or based on the number of output pulses it is generating. That counter value gets decrementing, go on decrementing, and at finally it comes as a zero. And after zero, it comes again to the rollover. Means it gets again FF like that. Up to that FF, okay, it will be happen. And later, based on our mode of operation, whether it may be it should be interrupted or it should be auto generated, auto retriggerable to again repeat the same sequence of the counting operation. Like that, the modes remain that. Okay. So, so here interrupt on terminal count. The terminal count is important for everywhere. The terminal count is important. But what happens in the mode 0 is if that count value, whatever we loaded into the register, the counter register, whether it may be 8-bit value or a 16-bit value, whatever it is, if that count value is getting 0, means after getting the 0, then that system will generate an interrupt. The count the operation will be terminated, and again you have to load some value, and then the operation can be happened like that. Okay, so that's what the basic explanation here. The count is loaded into the selected count register, and here initially the output will remain low. What we have to observe is initially the output signal, because for every counter we have already told with respect to the pin diagram that a particular clock signal, gate signal, and an out signal. Clock, gate, and out. These are the 3 signals or 3 pins dedicated for every counter in 8254. And within these 3 pins or signals, initially that out pin or out signal is initially low if an counter is operating in mode 0. If a counter is operating in mode 0, what he's saying is initially that out signal is in the low state. How far it will be in the low state? We will have a look at it. So how far? even after the counter, our required counter is loaded with the required value, also the out signal will be in the low state. Okay, and once when that loading is completed, loading of the count register with a particular value is completed, and the counting starts. Okay, counting starts, it go on decrementing, and then it comes to the a particular point of 0. Okay, and when that count reaches to the terminal count, you can observe this point here. When the terminal count is reached, that means when that counter reaches to 0, that means by decrementing complete the whole values up to 0, then the output will go high. So till then your output remains low, your output signal will remain low. So and remain high until the selected count is reloaded. So after the particular count gets completed, the output signal gets enabled, gets high. Here it is not, don't think like it is enabled or disabled, don't think like that, because output signal is enabled. Okay, but it maintains a low state. In mode 0, the output signal for a particular counter will maintain a state of 0, sorry, in a low state till the terminal count is reached. And when the terminal count is reached, then the output signal becomes 1, or it reaches state 1. It changes its state to 1, 0 to 1. How far it will stay in that state, of 1? Again, till the counter is reloaded with some value. Okay, and to make all these things happen, our gate signal is important. So what it will do? If the gate signal is 1, for every counter, gate signal is there, dedicated gate signal is there. If that gate signal is 1, then the counting will be started, or counting operation will be enabled. Counting will be done. Okay. If the gate signal is 0, counting will never happen. That's why it is called as a gate signal. So it regulates the operations and everything. Whether it should be enabled or disabled, all these things will be taken care by this gate signal. Okay. Now we will have a look at the timing diagram. So look carefully here. I think it is visible clearly. Okay, if anyone not clearly visible, please inform me once. Okay, is it visible properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here for every type of timing diagram, just have a rough look at the different type of timing diagrams. This is the timing diagram chart representing for mode 0. Similarly, there are different timing diagrams for the mode 1, mode 2. I am just having a rough look for you. A glance like this, there are different states of timing diagrams are there up to mode 5. In all these things, what happens is for every mode, he is considering some different states. For every mode, he is providing timing diagrams. Okay, but for that particular mode also, he is explaining 3 different states of operations. What are those? If the counter is operating in a normal operation in mode 0, suppose if the counter is operating in its normal, exhibiting its normal operation. Okay, suppose in mode 0, if by chance, if the gate is disabled in between due to some unexpected situation, suppose if the gate is disabled, what happens? This is another part of the timing diagram. And this last part of the timing diagram, it represents this. Suppose if a new value is loaded, a counter is loaded with a new value before completion of my count reaching to the terminal count. If a new value is loaded, how the timing diagram will be affected? Like this. Uh, so three different states are considered for every particular mode. Okay, I hope you understand the conditions. Okay, mode 0. So in particular mode 0 for any counter, whether it may be a count. So here we may talk about a counter 1, 2, 3, whatever may be. Okay, irrespective of the counter, what the main focus here is in which mode a particular, suppose if a counter is there, means whether it may be a 1 or 2 or 3, whatever may be the counter, in which mode it is operating, mode 0 or mode 1 or so on up to mode 5, in which mode it is operating. In that particular mode also, what is the specific state, whether it is exhibiting the normal state, or if there is any gate disabling state, or if there is any loading of a new value onto the counter register. Like these situations, based on these situations, the timing diagrams has to be analyzed. Okay. Now we will have a look at the mode 0 operation of a counter, of any counter, if it is operating in a normal mode, in a normal condition, suppose. So we have already told gate 1 gate signal is 1 for a particular counter, it enables the counting. So to start the counting operation for any counter device, gate should be enabled. So that's why initially he has declared that gate signal as 1. He has taken it as a high signal. From the starting onwards, he is maintaining a gate signal as complete 1 throughout the operation. So whenever the counter device is on until it's off state, so here he is considering like gate signal should be on. Okay. And what about this one? This clock signal, which is providing the necessary clock pulses to track the timing operations and to everything to get the synchronization with respect to the that CPU operations and everything. To perform here the counting operations also, we need some reference. What is that? The clock signal only. Okay. To initiate the operations, to terminate the operations, or to monitor the operations, everything here we need the clock signal only. Okay. And so here at some point of time, we are writing some value. We are writing some value. So what is that? Let us say some value 4. You can observe here. Just try to understand the diagram. That's what the main focus here. So by representing this diagram, what he's trying to convey. So make focus on that. Okay. Let us say he is giving some value 4 into a counter register. Let us it may be a counter 0 or counter 1 or counter 2. What he is trying to convey is he is loading some value 4 into a particular counter. Okay. But what is happening? Okay. So initially it is low because of some disabling conditions or whatever, because of the previous values calculations, that count is completed, it is enabled. And since a new value is getting loaded here, this out signal goes low. New value is getting loaded, so its out signal is getting low. Okay. How far? How far it will be low? Till the completion of that count. Okay, we will have a look at it. So a new value is loading here, so that's why that counter is coming out of that past counting state, and again now entering into the new counting state. So that's why that out signal got low here, and it is maintaining that low state, like we explained earlier. So in this mode 0, in the normal mode of operation, okay, the out signal is low initially. Why even the value is getting loaded into the counter also, out signal is low. The gate is already enabled. Okay. And when your actual count starts is after one clock cycle. Just observe is the negative edge, negative, not positive, negative edge. So everywhere, just observe the negative edge. I hope it is visible properly. Observe this negative edge of the clock. So after loading a value, whatever the clock pulses are generating, in this, the immediate next negative edge, whenever occurs, from that time the counting operation will start. Okay, that is the reference here. So here, what is happening? This negative edge is, while this negative edge is getting occurred here, the value is still loading into the counter. So after completion of the value into the counter, whether it may be a 4 or 10 or 5, whatever the value, what is happening? It is waiting for the next immediate negative edge to initiate the counting operation. So that occurred here. So the negative edge is occurred. So the counting operation starts 4, 3, 2, 1. And whenever it becomes 0, whenever it comes to 0, that counting operation, that counter value, it is getting decremented. Okay, counting is done. Okay. And whenever that counter register value gets on decremented to 0, so immediately since it becomes 0, so before that it is enabled. It is enabled here. Since it is getting 0, it got enabled. Okay. And how far it will be till? So it is getting rollover, FF, FE, like that is getting rollover. So the counting is value, whatever the value loaded, that counting operation is completed. So the output signal from low state to end state, high state, it changed because the terminal count is reached. Okay, so terminal count is completed. So output signal status is changed, which indicates that some interrupt is, which indicates an interrupt, because interrupt on terminal count, that is of mode 0 here. So since the state is changed, an interrupt will be occurred. Okay. So what it is indicating is that, okay, the terminal count, that value is completed, the counting is completed. So if by interest, if some other new value is loaded into the counter, Again this signal comes to the low state, goes like this, okay, and based on the that clock signals, based on the clock signals negative edge, then that operation, that counting operation will again start like this. The same cycle will repeat. This is what regarding the mode 0 with normal state, normal condition. So here gate is already always enabled, clock pulses are also generated, everything. Okay. Suppose suppose gate disable condition. Suppose if by any chance or by mistake, suppose if our gate signal got disabled somehow at the middle of the operation, then what happens? So in this case, let us say he has taken some new value 3. Example. Let us say some value 3 is taken to get loaded into the counter. Okay. So here also similar like here, the counter is now entering into the new state. So output signal is initially low. Okay, the out signal of that particular counter is initially low, and till the value is loaded, so it is low here, and after the value is loaded, whatever the next immediate negative edge is there, based on that reference, the counting is started. Okay, the counting started and the counting goes on. But what happens is after 3, the gate got disabled. After one count, the gate signal got disabled. So when it will be affected in the next negative cycle. So here, what you need to observe here is for every action to take into effect, a one clock cycle of time it will take. That too, with reference to the majority of the cases, negative edge. It will refer. Okay, negative edge. So that's why what is happening. So here the gate is disabled in this clock. Okay, from this hour to this one. In this duration, the gate signal got disabled. Okay, when it will come into the effect for this counter in the next clock cycle. That too with reference to the negative edge. So the counting stop. Since the gate is disabled, the counting got stopped here. You can observe. Okay. So, but by chance, suppose the problem is fixed and the gate signal is enabled again. So by far, how many counts are completed? 3 and 2. Even though the gate is disabled here, and before taking effect on the counter, one value got decremented. So totally 2 values got decremented. Out of the values loaded inside the counter, 3 value, 2 value. So 2 counts are completed. So still what are the values remained? 1. And if that count completed, the counter reaches terminal count. So still one value left. So what is happening? So still since the gate got enabled here, okay, it will take into effect from the next cycle. Next cycle negative edge. So now what is happening? Even though the gate is enabled at this point of clock cycle, it takes into effect in the next clock. So what happens? The counting, it is stagnated here, and since it takes into effect in the next clock cycle, during that clock cycle, the previous count value is again get decremented. So it's 2 and here it is 1. So by this, the counter gets completely decremented and it reaches to 0. So since its value is getting reached to 0, our out signal gets high. Okay. So why our out signal is getting high means because the counter is reaching to 0 and which is reaching terminal count. So that's why the out signal gets high. Okay. This is the case. Suppose that means the same explanation, but the change here is suppose by chance if there is any gate signal get disabled, what happens? That's what we have observed here. Okay. Next one. Suppose if any new count, suppose if any new count, okay, the values are getting overlapped here with the menu. Let's zoom this one. Okay, I think it is visible. Is it visible? Okay. So coming to the new count value, in this case for the mode 0, the count value is getting loaded before the completion of the present value. So initially, like in the previous case, a new value 3 is loaded. So based on this condition, output signal is initially low, and after this next clock cycle, during this negative edge of reference, the counting started, and in between, suppose because of some hurry or some latest updation, some new value is trying to enter into the counter, a new value is trying to be loaded into the counter. So how it will affect? Okay, let's have a look at this. So here the gate is not disabled, gate is always on. Okay, so, but the new value is getting trying to load into the counter. So what it will do here is, even though this value is loaded here, it will come into effect on the next clock cycle, this negative edge. So definitely before completion of this value, that new value got loaded here. So before it reaching to the terminal count, since there is a new value, even though this is observed, the new value is trying to load into the previous cycle in the duration of the previous clock cycle. Here, because of these references, okay, it takes into effect in the next clock cycle. So that's why what happened? It takes some one clock cycle delay is there. So that's why it is affecting in the next clock cycle. That too with reference to the negative edge, the value is loaded. Latest value is loaded into the counter. So from here again the counting starts. So with value 2, 1, 0. So this is what the basic idea of the mode 0 operation with respect to any counter, whether it may be a counter 0 or 1 or whatever it is. Okay. Next, coming to mode 1. So similarly here also the mode 1. It is called as the programmable one-shot mode or hardware retriggerable one-shot mode. That's what the name we are mentioning the earlier. So hardware retriggerable one-shot mode or programmable one-shot mode. So one-shot mode. So this indicates that in this mode, in mode 1, our counter acts like a monostable multivibrator. In this mode, our counter, whatever the counter you have chosen, it acts like a monostable multi-vibrator. And based on the triggering of the gate pulses here, that counting action comes into the effect. So we'll have a look at this one. So whatever may be, definitely the thing we need to do in common is in every mode, we have to load the count register value. That is obvious thing. We have to load a count register value into that particular counter register. Okay, count value into that counter register. Okay. And after this, what are the signal states will be there? So in mode 1, the gate does not need to be active all the time. So what it will do is it will just give a trigger from 0 to 1 pulse to provide a trigger to the the monostable multivibrator mode of operation for this counter. What it will do is it will generate a trigger pulse with the help of a gate signal. Okay, from 0 to 1 state, it just makes the transition. So that's what he is providing here. The triggering must be done through the gate input by sending a 0 to 1 pulse. So that will be done. So when that thing happened, then only the counting operation starts here. So here the gate signal does not need to be on continuously, but what it will do is it needs to provide a trigger to initiate the operation. Okay. So in this mode, initially the out signal is high. In the earlier mode 0, what we have told? The earlier mode 0, what we have told? Out signal is initially low, and even the count value is loaded into the register also. That count value is out signal is low, and whenever that counter register value reaches a terminal count, then only the out signal becomes high. That's what the operation in mode 0. And in mode 1, if you observe here, initially the out signal is high. Okay, initially the out signal is high. The out signal is high, and whenever the triggering is occurred, then the out signal goes slow. And after the completion of the count, then again the out signal goes high. Okay, so generating a one-shot pulse. That means with a one shot of triggering, our counting operations is getting started here. Okay, so that with this basic explanation, we will have a look at the timing diagram. So here also some different cases are provided regarding the normal operation, re-triggering mode, new count mode. Because here what we say is gate is not continuously on, but just gate is getting triggered. So suppose before completion of my operation, suppose if gate is triggered, what happens? That's a different condition. And a new count. Suppose in between these operations, suppose the new value is trying to load before the completion of the current count, then what happens? Like these different cases we are trying to examine here. So we have a look at this one. So initially this value is trying to be loaded inside the counter register, which is called some value 3. And when it will take into effect, if gate is on, if gate is enabled, when this value will be loaded into the counter register in the next clock pulse. Okay, but since here, if you observe carefully, randomly, the gate signal got triggered here. The gate signal got triggered at this time. So that's why it will take another clock cycle to come into that effect. Generally, if the gate signal is triggered before the loading of this value, then what happens? After the immediate negative edge, the counting will start. But since even after the value is loaded into the counter register, the gate signal is not triggered. So that's why it will take some time. So whenever that gate trigger is enabled or gate triggering occurred, from that next clock cycle onwards, that too based on this negative edge, your counting starts. Okay. So up to 3, 2, 1. Since it came to the terminal count, it is reaching to the terminal count. So again it goes high. How far? Till again it gives the a trigger. And whenever the trigger occurred, it will again makes the same operation repetition here. Okay. So here, since in the mode 1 it is a hardware retriggerable or programmable one-shot mode. Okay, here the gate triggering, depending on the triggering event of the gate, whether the counting should be started or not, it will be dependent not only on the clock pulse negative edge, but also on the gate signals triggering event also. The counting action is dependent in mode 1. Okay. And similarly, suppose if before the completion of my loaded value, if a new trigger occurred, what may happen? Suppose here, based on the same explanation, suppose let us say load value 2, value 2 is loaded or load value 3 is loaded, whatever may be value. Okay, the same explanation is getting happened here. Gate is enabled with providing a trigger here. So from the next pulse, with reference to the negative edge, the counting will be started. And before completion of this loaded value, a new value is trying to load. Okay, sorry, new value. Okay, sorry. A new trigger occurred. A new triggering trying to occur here. Before the completion of the current value getting completed, another time gate is triggered with the one cycle of duration, one clock pulse duration, gate got triggered. Then what? It will take another one cycle to come into effect, and then it will block that count value to reach to the terminal count. And what it will do? It will load the value. It will load that new value. Okay. If the triggering occurred. If the triggering is not occurred, like in the previous case, that value will reach the terminal count, and that value will again possible again getting based on the triggering happen, that same value will be reloaded, and the operations keep on happening. Since that triggering occurred before completion of the terminal count of a value, that's why that value got again loaded here. Let's come to the new count. Suppose our value some previous value 3 is there. Let us an example, whatever it is. There is a small mistake in the diagram. Let us say this is 3. Let us say this is 2. Then it will be properly understandable to you. Let us say this is 3, this is 2. A small mistake in the diagram. Okay. This is 3. Let us say this is 2. So now try to understand what is happening. So based on the previous value loaded 2 here, and since the gate triggering is enabled after the loading of the value, it's taking 1 clock pulse time, and then the counting operation is initiated. So the output signal got low, and it is getting low till it reaches the terminal count value. Okay, and when but in the meantime, a new value is trying to get loaded into the counter register, but it will not be allowed till another trigger got observed from the gate. So if the gate triggering is enabled again, then only a new value is loaded, or otherwise these past values will be keep on repeating. Okay, since there is a triggering happened here, then this value will be loaded here, and from the next cycle, next negative edge of the clock cycle is 4, 3, 2, 1, like this, the count will be updated. Okay. This is for the mode 1. Next, coming to some small examples. Okay, we will see it later. After completion of this timing diagram, we will have a look at this. Next one, mode 2. Let us suppose mode 2. So what is mode 2? It is a rate generator or divided by n counter. That means whatever the clock frequencies that are providing to the counter value, it should be divided based on our requirement. Okay. So it is in mode 2, it is used to generate a pulse which is equal to clock period at a given interval. When the count is loaded, our out signal stays high. So here also the out signal is initially high. So let's have a look at this timing diagram so that you can understand what is happening exactly. So this is the timing diagram representation for the mode 2. So like this, there are different types of timing diagrams are there. You definitely have you need to have another time of look at this. So let's take an example. Suppose a value is loaded into the counter register, and here the gate is enabled, because the mode what we are operating here is the rate generator mode. Okay, what I am assuming here, let us say the gate is enabled. If possible, we can disable the gate also. Okay, that is another case. The below case we will talk here. So let us say initially the gate signal is continuously on, and if some value is getting tried to load into the counter register. Okay, that value will be loaded. That value will be loaded here, and after loading that value from the next negative edge of the cycle, since up to this the value is loaded. So from the next negative edge of the cycle, this counting value starts. Okay, up to how far? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. But here, if you observe carefully, initially this out signal is high, and at the count value of 1, the out signal is low. At the count value of 1 for every time, it is low. Why? Because before the value of the counter reaching to the terminal count, before one value, the out signal goes low here. For one clock cycle, the out signal goes low. Okay, before reaching to the terminal count. In the previous cases, the out signal may changing its state at the point of the terminal count. But here it is not like that. What it will do is, before reaching the terminal count, before one clock cycle of duration, before reaching the terminal count state, before one clock cycle duration, the signal goes low, from high to low. It changes its state. That to how far? Up to one clock cycle duration. After that clock cycle duration, again it goes high, and again repeats the same value if any other new value is not loaded. Okay, and before going for again the terminal count, before one clock cycle before itself, it reaches to the low state, it changes the state, and again it goes high for after the one clock cycle of duration. So in the meantime, what is this indicating is this is the number of rate counts it is indicating, rate generator. So this is what the rate value. So number of counts it is happened, that gives the rate of the that counter, rate of the counter. Okay. Next one, suppose the gate is disabling. If the gate is getting disabled, what happens? Suppose the value 3 is loaded. Okay. And after this value is loaded, and the next this one, If up to this duration, this value loading is happened, in the next clock cycle, that in the negative edge, your counting operation will be initiated. Okay, one count is completed, another count is also getting completed. In the meanwhile, like in the we have told in the mode 0 earlier case, here also the gate signal got disabled for a very short duration of one clock cycle. So when it will take into effect? In the next half cycle, in the next clock cycle. So it got the gate signal got disabled. So it take into effect, the counting is stagnated here. So again, since the gate is enabled, it come into effect in the this negative edge. So what it is happening? It is repeating the count from the previous value. So 3, 2, 1 like this. So it is a rate generator. So it will definitely will generate its rate from. So if the value counting operation is halted in between, so it starts from again. So it has to provide a rate value. Okay, that's why it can generate a full-fledged value by again repeating itself. Okay, so that's why we does not need to obstruct the value till it reaches the count. Okay, if it is obstructed means like this, what happens? Again it repeats from the starting onwards till before it reaches the terminal count. Before it reaching the terminal count here, like earlier said, it becomes low for one clock cycle. Out signal becomes low for one clock cycle and again becomes high. This is. Next condition is suppose a new value is trying to load into the counter. So 4 is value loaded, and from here onwards it is getting initiated and the counting value is getting happened here. This new value, when it will be taken into effect? After the current value count is completed. After the current loaded values count is completed, then only the new value will come into effect. How far it may take? Even though this value got loaded and 2 negative cycles occurred, okay, that is not the issue. So what the issue here is, till the currently loaded values rate is generated, a new value is not considered by the counter. Okay, this is the basic idea. Next, mode 3. It is a square wave generator mode. Square wave generator mode. So that means definitely the on and off should be there. That equal pulses, equal amount of counting duration should be there. For the on and off durations, out signal should be on and off for the equal amount of time. So in the previous cases, the out signal is getting initially low. After some condition, it is getting high. Again, it becoming low after some time, or initially it is high, and before the completion of the terminal count and before one clock cycle, before it is getting low for one clock cycle. Like the different types of situations happen. But here, in this mode 3 of square wave generator mode, your out signal should maintain that proper 50% of duty cycle condition. It will definitely maintain that. So we will have a look at that timing diagram like this. That too, to generate a duty cycle of 50%, because why 50% means the square wave we are talking about means square wave means both on duration and off duration for a signal should be both equal. That means T on by T on plus T off should be equal to 50%. Both should be equal, on duration and off duration. Then only the square pulse will be identified. That means T on by T on plus T off should be equal to 50%. That percentage value. That means equally the out signals on and off duration should be done. So to achieve this, generally we will load the counter register with an even values. So you can see here there are two conditions: even count, odd count. If the even values are provided, if even values are loaded into the counter register, then our achievable 50% of duty cycle can be obtained from the out signal. Okay, if we provided an odd value to the counter register, we may not achieve that 50% duty cycle. We may achieve somewhat more, 55%, like that, 55% or 60% duty cycle. That's what. Some variation will be there. Equal on and off durations cannot achieve if we load the count register value with the odd values. So definitely we have to prefer even values to be loaded into the count register when especially that counter is trying to operate in mode 3, because it is trying to generate a square wave. That's all. Let's have a look at this one. The same explanation. Value is getting loaded here. In the next clock cycle, this value is updated and it's keep on going. That too, how much? If you observe clearly, this is 4. It is not 3 here. It is 2. So for every clock pulse, the count gets decremented by 2 here. For every clock pulse, the count gets decremented by 2. The 4 is the one. After one completion of another clock cycle, it gets decremented by 2 and it becomes 2. And again, that value is loaded. Again, that value is loaded. 4, 2. So during this time, అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ 2 ఉంది. If this value gets again decremented, it becomes 0. So by understanding that, again this out signal changes its state and keeps on continuing till this value gets is about to get terminal count. So అందువల్ల ఏమవుతుంది ఒక 2 clock cycles నేను లోడ్ చేసిన వాల్యూ 4 కాబట్టి సో for this first 2 cycles of duration it is on. For the next cycles of duration it is off. For the next cycle 2 cycles of duration it is on, and here it is off. Like this, it changes its state. Okay, and similarly, if some odd count is provided, what happens? If the odd count is provided, it cannot equally divide. So that's why on duration is more, off duration is less. So the counting is on based on these references and this negative 8 cycle and everything. So 4, 2, since it is an odd count value, what happens? It observes at the terminal count becoming 0, and then the out signal goes again, changes its state, and again goes for the counting. Okay, and then again it comes like this, loading the value, getting an on duration with a somewhat larger time, and again the lesser time, all this. Okay, if suppose gate is disabled in between all these scenarios and everything, suppose if our gate signal is getting disabled, what happens? Whether it may be even value or an odd value. Suppose if gate is getting disabled, what? So here, since let us say it's getting covered here. Okay. Since this value is getting loaded, let us say an even value, it will take into effect in the next clock cycle. This negative edge reference. Okay, that is the basic thing. We are telling from starting onwards. So 4, 2, since it is an even value, again for the next 2 values, it is getting like this. But up to how far? Till the gate is on. But if suddenly if the gate is disabled, then what happens? Your counting operation got stagnated. It gets stagnated. And whenever this gate is again enabled, then it will take into effect from the next clock cycle with that initial value getting reloaded. So a new pulse will be generated here. So up to this one, ఇక్కడ ఏమైందంటే ఇక్కడ వరకు ఏమైందంటే పల్స్ అనేది డిస్టర్బ్ అయిపోయింది. గేట్ డిజేబుల్ అయిపోయింది కాబట్టి the pulse got disturbed. So in square wave cannot be generated here. So that's why again that value is getting loaded, and like this the another new square wave pulse will be generated. Okay.